Hello, people. I'm at the cabin. Day 5 at the cabin. Finished a book, The Mind of the Raven. I Bernd Heinrich. Apparently, he's written other books about ravens. I'm mildly interested in his other books. This wasn't too bad of a book. He loves ravens. I don't know how the hell you get a job like that, but that's all the guy does is study ravens. He's got his own aviary at his house, and he travels around the world talking to other people that study ravens. The book is kind of like it's all the different experiments that he's run on these ravens. Some of them are wild-caught birds that he keeps. He must have, really large enclosures on his farm. I'm not sure how much you can learn by studying a captive bird, but and then there's all kinds of anecdotes from impartial observers and other people around the world talking about what they've seen ravens do. Now, I think I've seen on television something about this guy. I don't recall his name, but because one of the centerpieces of the book, I didn't put any notes in this book. One of the centerpieces of the book is this experiment that he does with tying a string to a perch and then tying the other end to a piece of meat, and the bird pulling the string up with its beak, holding it down with his foot, and then pulling another piece of the string up. A lot of people get all wound up about whether animals are conscious or not. To me, it's silly. Of course they're conscious. Apparently, people will actually say that since the raven can't speak, that it can't think. like every time we think, we're using words to do it. We're not. It's stupid as hell. And there's a lot of things that I didn't realize about ravens. The corvid ravens, crows, blue jays, magpies. They're kind of like primates, and they're kind of like cetaceans, because they have a brain that's a little bit larger than what it needs to be. It's larger than what their body size would dictate. So that's why they're so smart. And one of the things that I didn't realize was that ravens, have evolved to hang out with wolves, and they'll follow wolves. And this guy does a bunch of experiments with carcasses. Where the fuck he gets all these carcasses, I don't know. He's got calf carcasses. I know that he picks some up on the road, but he writes in here, I brought them some calf lungs, Where the fuck do you get calf lungs? But the ravens are actually afraid of a carcass. And why would they be afraid of a carcass if that's what they feed on? But they're not afraid of a carcass if there's a bunch of wolves already there feeding off of it. They pull wolves' tails. They pull eagles' tails. They try to steal food from everything. They're pretty cool little animals. There are ravens here. And by the way, I started this book way back when I was in Florida, and I got some other books I wanted to finish first, so I'm just now going back to it. There are ravens here. There must not be a whole hell of a lot here right now, because I haven't heard them. I saw one go by, and it was completely silent as it went by. In the wintertime, I think there's more of them here. Now, all of a sudden, I miss them now that I've read this book. I guess that's about it. I'm kind of anxious to start this one. It's Shackleton's own memoirs of what happened with the Endurance. So I'm going to get going on that. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm not leaving the property because there's a shit ton of people up here camping. They're all driving around on four-wheelers, and it just makes me want to kill them. So I'm going to stay here.